Hey everyone, this is Tanvi back with another Linux desktop customization video, and today I will show you how to customize Fedora desktop with Hyprland. So before I show you the setup and the process to get it, let me just quickly show you the end results or the end product of this setup or customization. So this is how it's going to look like after you got the setup. So there are basically three themes. There will be three themes. So this is another theme, and this is the second one, and this is the third one. Let me quickly go through all of the key bindings. So first one is F2. If I press F2, it's going to open up a new terminal. And if I press F3 on my keyboard, it's going to open up the file explorer. I can press Ctrl H to make it show all the hidden files, and press Ctrl H on my keyboard again, and it's going to hide all of the hidden files. And if I want to close a window, I can press F1 on my keyboard like that, and it's going to close all of the windows. Now if I press F4, it's going to bring up the theme switcher. So I can select a theme and switch between the themes. And by the way, for the first theme, the waybar is a bit different than the other two. So these two have a different waybar like that. And the first one is, it looks a bit different. And if I press F5, it's going to bring up the launcher like that. So if I press F5, I can search anything. It's going to bring up the Rofi launcher. And I can press F5 again, and it's going to close the launcher. If I press F6, it's going to bring up the restart, logout, and power off button. And after that, if I press F7, it's going to actually bring up the wallpaper switcher. So we have a wallpaper switcher like that. If I select one and press enter, or I can use my cursor to select one, so I can switch between the wallpapers like that. And this is actually available for all the three themes. So I can switch between the wallpapers by pressing F7 and then select the wallpaper. If I press F8, it's going to bring up the taskbar at the bottom over here, as you can see. And if I press F8 again, it's going to hide the taskbar. And after that, if I press F10 on my keyboard, it's going to make the highlighted window float. So it's floating now. So I can make all of the windows float like that. And if I press the Windows key and use my cursor, I mean the left click of my mouse, then I can actually move around. Then I can actually move the windows on the desktop like that. And if I press F10 again, it's gonna make it full screen, or it's gonna make the window use the tiled function, the tiling function like that. Alright guys, so these are basically all the key bindings, and you can actually change all of these key bindings. So let me quickly show you. If I go to my .config, and actually these are the three themes folder, you're gonna find it inside .config. So this is for the first theme, this is for the second one, and this is for the last one. So inside there, those themes folder, if you go to this hyprland config file, open it, and then scroll down, and you're gonna find all of these key bindings. You can actually change it to your preferences, and if you want to change something, you're gonna have to basically do that for all the three themes, because when you switch between themes, it's gonna change the hyperland settings for every theme as well. So let's say if I change any configuration for this theme, it's not gonna apply for these other two. So you're gonna have to go inside those as well, and then you can actually modify it from there. And also these are all of the other files such as Weber and all of these other config files you're gonna find over here after you got the setup. And also another thing that I want to tell you is, if you go to this themes folder and then go to walls, and if you put any wallpaper inside this folder and then you bring up the wallpaper switcher, it's gonna show over here. So there is going to be a scroll bar if you have more than 6 wallpapers, but I would say 6 wallpapers is good for this setup, for all of this box ratio. Okay guys, so that is how you can apply your own wallpapers. It's not like you have to use these wallpapers particularly. You can use any wallpaper for your setup. Just put them over in these folders inside the. Alright guys, so there's that. So let me quickly actually show you all of these buttons that we have over here. Okay, so the first button will bring up the launcher like that. The second button will bring up the theme switcher. This is the play and pause button. So if you're playing something and if you press this button, it's gonna actually pause it, and clicking this button is gonna unpause. And then you can change the volume, and you can actually click on this and it's gonna bring up the volume settings. If you click on this Bluetooth button, it's gonna bring up the Bluetooth settings, and if you click on it, it's gonna bring up a little system monitor like that. And you can actually click on it for the Wi-Fi settings. Go to activate a connection to set up the Wi-Fi. And there is another thing that I want to show you guys, and that is if you go to .config and then go to this themes folder and then go to your hyprland config file, and at the very top look for monitors, and then over here you're gonna have to put your monitor name and your ratio and refresh rate over here. And if you have any scaling problem or any scaling issue, it's gonna fix it if you simply put your actual name. But it's usually this one, what I have written over here, so it's usually the same most of the time. But if it's different for your monitor, then you can simply put it over here and it's gonna fix all of the scaling issue. If you have a different ratio for your monitor, you can just put it over here. So this is for the 1080p and 144 Hz. So if you have a different refresh rate, then you can just simply change it over here and then simply save it, and it's gonna fix all of the scaling issue if you have any. And by the way, you're gonna have to do that for all the 3 themes, not just this first one. You have to go to the second one as well, then go to hyprland config, and from here change it over here like that. And by the way, this is the power button, and this is the workspace switcher. So if I click on it, it's gonna take me to a different workspace, and there is a little bar over here. It's gonna go up and down. So this is for the RAM and this is for the CPU, and if I hover my cursor on it, and it's gonna show the percentage. So yeah, let me just quickly show you how to get this set up. Alright guys, so I'm in Fedora right now, so let's go ahead and go to the downloads directory, and here I have the project file. You can find the link of the project file down in the description of this video, and you can actually help out the channel by getting the project file. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and extract it and then go inside the project file. Okay, so inside the project file, click on download links. So open this text file, and there are a bunch of links over here. So let's go to my browser and then simply download these themes one by one. All right, now let's get this one, and then this one, and then this one, and finally this one. Okay, so let's go to this first one and actually close this one because these two are basically the same. So over here, go to files and then click on this one, Capuchin Dark. So I will download this one, and I will download another one from this list. So click on download, and then I will download this one for the light theme. Click on download. Alright, so once I've got these two, I can close this one and then download this icon pack. Okay, click on download. Okay, after that, go to this next one, click on files and download this icon pack as well. Alright, so after I've downloaded that, click on files over here as well, and then scroll down and search for the medium dark borderless, so which is going to be this one. Alright, so click on download. Alright guys, and after that, finally download this icon pack. Click on download. Alright guys, so after I've done all of this, I can close the browser and I can close this text file as well, and then go to downloads directory, and then over here simply select all of these .tar files that I've just downloaded and right click and click on extract. So this is going to extract all of these files, and there is a little progress bar on the left bottom corner of the file explorer. So let's wait for it to finish extracting all of these files, and then I will show you the rest of the process. Alright, so once I've extracted all of this, I can delete these .tar files. After that, right click on the home icon and then click on open in new window, and then after that, and then click on show hidden files, and then right click on empty space and click on new folder, and then I will create a new folder called .icons. Click on create and then right click and click on new folder again, then .themes. So once I've created these two folders, then simply drag and drop all of these themes folders inside these .icons and .themes. So let's go to .icons first, and then I will drag and drop these icon packs, and then I will drag and drop these two as well, because these two are the icon packs as well, and then go to .themes and then simply drag and drop these three, and then these three, and finally these three as well, and I can delete these empty folders now. Okay, so once I've done all of this, finally I'm going to run the script, which is this one, everything.sh, and I'm going to actually show you what is inside the script. Okay, so as you can see, these are all inside the script, a bunch of commands that I'm going to run. Okay, so let's go ahead and run the script. So let's go ahead and right click on an empty space and then open a terminal. So I can open a terminal like that, or I can simply open a new terminal and go to my project file through that using cd, but I'm going to just simply open the terminal inside the project file. As you can see, I'm inside the project file right now. So basically you have to be inside the project file to run the script. Then I can just simply type chmod +x, then everything.sh. So this is gonna make the script executable, and then simply type /everything.sh to run the script. Then type my password, and it's gonna start installing all the packages that we're going to need to customize the desktop. So this is gonna take a few minutes depending on the connection speed. And guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for getting the membership. I really appreciate this. If you got the membership, you're gonna have access to all the files that I've already uploaded and all the files that I will be uploading in future. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate this. I cannot thank you guys enough. So the main purpose of making this script is because I want to make the work easier for you guys, which actually took me hundreds of hours to figure out all of these settings and all of the packages to figure out which packages that I need to install. So yeah, guys, I put all of those inside the script, the installation command inside the script, so that you don't have to waste all that time figuring out which packages to install. And you're gonna have everything up and running after this, and after you've got the setup, you can modify it, you can do some tweaking, and you can do some modification. And yeah, guys, so that is the purpose of making this script, so that I can get some support, and also in return I can save some time for you guys. All right, guys, so once this is done, I can press Ctrl C and then close the terminal and then simply restart. Now at the login screen, click on my username and then select the gear icon at the right bottom corner, and then select Hyprland and then log in. Alright guys, so I have logged in and I am in Hyprland right now, as you can see, and I can actually switch between themes as I showed you at the beginning of this video, and I can change the wallpaper, and I can actually make the wallpaper blur by pressing F11 on my keyboard. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and quickly show you a little tweaking. So I can hide the menu bar and press Alt key to bring it back, and then hide the toolbar, and then press F9 to hide the side panel, and then Control plus to make the icons a bit bigger, and this will give it a clean look for the file explorer. Alright guys, so once I've done that, let's go to my downloads and project file, and here I'm going to run the install fish.sh. Okay, so for that, let's go to my terminal and let's type fish first. Okay, so let's go to downloads and then navigate to my project file. So I have to be inside the project file, and I can type ls and then and actually this one, so I want to run that one. So / install fish.sh. so this is gonna install OMF, which we can use to install Bob the Fish theme, and also it's gonna make the fish the default shell. And actually I can show you the script. Let's make it a bit cleaner. Okay, so this is what is inside the script. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm gonna have to actually reboot to see the changes. Alright guys, so I have rebooted, and let's go ahead and open up the terminal, and this is how it's looking right now. So yeah guys, and if you change the theme and if you open a new terminal, you're gonna see a different fast fetch image over here, and I can actually install Bob the Fish. So let's install Bob the Fish. So this is the OMF theme. So this is how Bob the Fish looks. As you can see, it is showing a different fast fetch, and I can actually type fast and it's gonna show the fast fetch as well. And I can press Ctrl H to show the hidden files, and you can actually go to .config and go to these 3 folders where I have all of the themes, scripts, and all of the settings such as WebR and this is the script for the wallpaper switcher, and all of these other ones, Rofi, and all of these other ones. You can go through this and do some modification, experiment with it. So you can press F10 to make the window float, then press Windows key and on left click, and you can move it around anywhere you want. So yeah guys, thank you for watching. I hope you like this customization, this setup, and thank you so much for the support, and I will see you in the next video.